Hi, Sue Rose Minahan, Talk Cosmos. This is our chat, daily chat. Today is December 30th, December 30th. And I am talking with Liz Mouchette of the Moonbeam team. We just had an audition last Saturday, and Liz is going to share more information about this 8-degree Cancer full moon. Hi, Liz.
Well, thank you for having me. It's great to be back with you. I want to talk about the chart. So, Sue, if you could load that
Oh,
chart,
yes,
so you can see
that's
it.
right. Here we are. Thank you.
We have a mutable cross, and you can see that square in there, or the box, and then other red lines. And so those are squares. So we have a lot of adjustments that we're completing because it's in the mutable sign. So if you haven't completed making adjustments in your life, now's the time that you get to complete them to start anew for next year or in the spring or whenever that may be. So it's really asking us to make adjustments. And so that's really exciting. And now I want to talk about the moon cycle of the month. We have different monthly moon cycles, and I'm going to share my presentation here so that you can see that. So the monthly moon cycle is approximately 29 and a half days. And I'm using the 4 phases of the moon because there's also the 8 phases of the moon, but we're going to keep it simple today with the 4 phases. And it's from one new moon to the next new moon. And each phase is approximately 7 days. And so those phases are the new moon, which is beginning, the first quarter moon, which is a reflection or making adjustments. The full moon is manifesting and releasing. And the third quarter moon is letting go. And so this repeats every single month. Then we have a yearly moon cycle from one new moon in one sign to the next new moon in the same sign. So that takes approximately 12 months. So we're at the full moon cycle right now. So the new moon cycle started in June of 2020 at 0 degrees of Cancer. And then we also had a second new moon on July 20th of 2020 at 28 Cancer. And then July 9th, 2021 will complete this yearly cycle of Cancer new moon through, because yesterday's full moon was the full moon phase of that process. And here I have the Cancer full moon on December 29th that happened yesterday. Now there's also, Sue, do you have any questions about the yearly or the monthly cycle?
Well, I had some comments, but let's just go ahead. And I'm glad, Liz, you're bringing this up because our Moonbeam team, and there's our third member that spoke yesterday, and Sarah, but we are now putting an emphasis on this, on the phases, because it's processing. Moon is processing, and what a perfect beginning to work with the moon in its own sign of Cancer. So lead on. I'm listening. We only have
Well,
10 minutes.
and I wanted to bring this up so that I could show that there's cycles within cycles within cycles.
Yes.
So in a monthly moon cycle, you may really accomplish something, but it may take the 12-month cycle. And then now we're going to go to the 3-month cycle, or the 3-year cycle. And this
And
is,
I think as feedback that what I have recognized and appreciate that we have different personal, Cancer is very personal, but regardless, the moon in every sense is our personal lens that's shining that light to us in that area, and that we have different measurement cycles to gauge growth, accomplishments, and just the development of any issue. So I'm loving this. Yes.
well, it could be like, I want to clean out 2 drawers, and pretty much we could probably accomplish that in 1 month. But if we had a bigger goal or plan in mind, it could take a year or it could take 3 years. So um,
Yes.
and that's why, to me, I think they all work together. So the lunar gestation cycle, again, is a 3-year process, and it started back. So if you can think back to July 2nd of 2019, or even just the first part of July or around July, and we also had a solar eclipse at that time also at 10 degrees of Cancer. So that started this cycle from this full moon. And then the first quarter happened at April 1st of 2020. So in April, here in the United States, we made major adjustments because we were in the process of stay at home, stay safe protocols.
And the
Now,
nodes, I might add, were in Cancer as a North Node and Capricorn. So it really was quite significant when I see this at the first quarter, that opening energy of from that seed point a year ago, put us all on a new
path.
thank you, with our home and our roots, everything. It just, yep.
Well, and lots of times in those, the first quarter and the third quarter, we make some adjustments. They can be big adjustments, minor adjustments. It can be very different. And then yesterday we had the Cancer full moon. So that's where it's like the things are being lit up, illuminated. And it's like, do we want to continue on with what we started? We may say yes, we may say no. Maybe since life has changed so much, it's just not going to work out, but maybe it's going great. And it's like, now we can, if it was like giving a new product to the community, maybe now that product has been selling, and now it's really word of mouth is going around, or it's time to advertise and you're really selling a whole lot. So it's illuminating, but it's also like letting go of what isn't working and maybe it's no longer of use. And then the third quarter phase will be September 28th, 2021 at 0 degrees or 6 degrees of Cancer. And then this cycle will end in June of 2022.
It is most fascinating that this 3-year cycle phase really relates within a short, the whole emphasis is within a very closely related degrees, that like other cycles will do this, Sorrow's cycles, but here for the moon. So there's really a real strong development concentrated.
Right. And can you show the chart once more?
Yes, I will.
Because
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about that mutable grand cross.
Okay.
As you can see, there's a red mark pointing to almost every single part of the astrological chart, which we call houses. And so we're making adjustments in many areas of our lives, our community. We're in the United States, we're going to have a new president in less than a month. They're making new protocols constantly with the COVID. The vaccinations are out now, and that hasn't been, they haven't had as many as they thought they would by the end of December. So they're making adjustments to that. So that's an example of an adjustment that people are making, or communities, or the world. It's a health organization for that. So thank you. Did you have any more questions,
Well,
Sue?
we have about a minute, and this is so strong. And I think the fact that the nodes, part of that mutable, which is for the next year, it's asking us, this is a good, strong reminder that adjusting our thoughts, our communications, our culture in itself. You look at the South Node in Venus there right now of our home light with Vesta, and reclaiming our sense with Neptune of forces. My goodness, you're so right. It is deep adjustments. Besides this cardinal with the moon that's significant for this particular full moon.
And how you said with the nodes, it's like looking at the past, what has worked and what hasn't. And Neptune, it's like come up with a new plan, a new vision. you know, let the sky be the limit on the ideas, because
Whew,
some will work
that's
and
good.
some might not.
I think that concludes everything. Thank you
Thank you for
so
having me.
much. Okay. Well, lots of love, and we'll talk again.
Thank
That's Sue
you.
Rose. Yes, and Liz Mouchette. Thank you.